Hi everyone.
Hi.
Wow, Berta, what a beautiful puletasi you're wearing this evening.
Oh, thank you.
So we are on Genesis chapter 34 today.
34, yes.
34, not a good one with regards to the siblings and that, but anywho. So
Wasn't it?
Yeah, well, let's recap. So one day Dinah goes out and she is talking with the local women, and then Shechem, the son of Hamor, sees her and he takes her back to his house or palace, and then he rapes her and he longs for her. So he kidnaps.
Wants to be his.
He kidnaps her, he rapes her, but his heart is for her. Anywho, and so Hamor goes. The father goes and talks with Jacob. Jacob finds out, and he's very upset, but he holds his anger. The word says he holds his anger, and so him and Shechem go and talk with Jacob and the sons, and talking about, hey, whatever you want for regarding a dowry or that, we will pay it. You and your our daughters, let's intermarry, let's whatever you want. And then Shechem, he reaffirms that, saying, yes, whatever you want, I will pay it, da 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 da. And so the sons of Jacob, they say, well, we can't do this thing, and so they hatch a plan.
You're making me hot.
Oh, sorry. They hatch a plan and they say, well, you can't marry her in our culture. You can't marry unless you agree to this one condition, and then we will let you marry her. And goes, what is it? Whatever you want. And so the sons of Jacob say, you must circumcise. You must be circumcised. You must be circumcised like us, and then you will be allowed to marry our sister. And so Shechem goes, okay, then that's fine. And Hamor agrees to it. And they go back and they talk to the other men outside of the gates, and they implore them, or they ask and put the proposition to them, hey guys, we'll let these they live in peace with us, we'll marry, intermarry, and we can share resources, etc., etc. And so all the men agree to it. Now, on the third day, when they're still in pain, the word says, Simeon and Levi, they put everybody to the sword, they killed everybody. Hamor, Shechem, and then they take Dinah back with them. This is very interesting. From the time he kidnapped the sister Dinah and raped her, he held her pretty much captive, even though him and his dad were going and trying to negotiate for her hand in marriage. And so they go and they wipe out the whole city and stuff like that. They go back, and Jacob is saying, oh my gosh, what have you done? If they pull their resources, if they come together, they're gonna destroy us. What have you done? And the brothers answer pretty much, well, our sister's
You're
not
gonna do nothing.
Yeah, we're not gonna do nothing. They're gonna treating our sister like a harlot, like a prostitute, and so that's pretty much the chapter 34 in a nutshell. It's interesting. It's the siblings in particular, because in the Amplified it says Simeon and Levi, in brackets, full brothers. They're the ones that take matters, or take the law literally into their own hands by killing pretty much everyone. And then not only that, but they looted, or the sons of Jacob came after, and they looted the city. They took all the wealth, they took the families, the babies, the herds, cattle, everything.
Levi and
Simeon. Yes, Simeon.
So not
and
the
Levi.
oldest brother,
Reuben.
But
they came after, and
then they
looted the city, and then they go back and tell Jacob, and that's when he has a fit, and they reply again, oh, okay, hey, close the door.
Sorry.
And they close the door, and then they say, well, again, what was it? What do they say? The last thing, but they said, should he be permitted to treat our sister as a prostitute? What man will do? I wonder if this, my own thinking was that this was a type of punishment that God meted out on the people, Canaanites and Perizzites, mentioned in this chapter, that was a judgment that God had meted out on these people. Just speculating.
Yeah.
What about you, lady? What are your thoughts from this chapter?
My thoughts were about Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out unescorted to visit the girls of the land. Was that of that time?
Sure.
You know, again, Isaac and Rebecca. Rebecca was taken into Abimelech's thing, just taken.
Wow.
Just
And then
upon
Pharaoh.
looking at her,
Yeah.
and then Abraham's wife
Pharaoh.
Sarah, the same thing.
Oh my gosh.
So this time, she had no escort. She had no brother with her, and it was just of that time. They just helped themselves.
It's interesting that, because you wonder, well, why didn't she have one of her brothers with her if they had just arrived? But this is the land where God had directed Jacob to go to the land of his fathers. So it's not that he wasn't familiar, or maybe he was familiar with Canaan.
And then it was like her intentions were to visit the girls of the land, and then when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite prince, the land, saw her, he kidnapped her and lay intimately with her by force. And it's like
rape.
Yeah. And humbling and offending her. It's like, and then he wanted to marry her. It was like his soul
he longed for her
and clung to Dinah.
He definitely 100% went about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
If he had tried going and talking with Jacob and then offering a dowry, and that maybe, or it might have turned out different, but...
Yeah. And then it was like Jacob's response. For me, it's like what is not said in the chapter is Jacob's response.
Well, he did. He was saying to them in the last one about, where is it? If we go back...
No, to the situation. He didn't have a...
No, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Good night, baby. We're on our live, but that's all good.
Oh,
Kiss,
no.
kiss, Papa. Bye,
Daddy
Bluey.
going to say prayers.
Okay, love you, bye.
I'm going to say prayers.
Okay,
Say
bye,
bye.
Bluey.
Good night, Snoopy. It's Jay.
Yes, Baba. She's amazing. Like, sometimes in the morning when we're doing prayer and reading, she'll come in and she'll close eyes and she'll pray. Like, she's just a little gentle heart.
Interesting that when you raise your as grandparents, I thought that I thought that my love couldn't go to another level having children, but then when our grandbabies came along, did you find that, or
I already had it. So.
you already had it? Oh, like your love is consistent for the kids and the grandbabies.
You grow into it, don't you? So how we are at home is how we are with people. We should be the same.
We try, yeah. I mean, confession time. I'm not the best person of being consistent. I can, at the worst of times, I can. At the worst of times, I can be a two-face, but I am improving. Would you say, dear?
Amen.
Amen, sister. So I'm much better.
What you want to
Prayer.
Is key, not what the problem is.
Oh, did I share that saying the other day? If you don't like, reminds me, if you don't like what you're reaping, change what you're sowing. One more time. If you don't like what you're reaping, change what you're sowing. Oh my gosh.
So you're a work in progress when it comes to that.
We're all on a bridge, aren't we? We're all on a bridge.
Yeah.
But I like to believe that maturing in the Lord and maturing in age, that I am much more mellow.
Yeah. Well, that's it too, isn't it? But yeah, she's the sowing seed, like her mum, her grandparents on Susanna's side. You know, it's like a wraparound.
We don't mention their name, remember?
I just said Susanna, I didn't say the parents.
Oh, right, okay.
You're listening.
Sure.
Anyway, the power of praying parents. We just don't realise how much power. And in this situation, I mean, if you're reading it for yourself, you'll realise, like, what's not said in the chapter, like Jacob's response, where was he sitting on this? Where was he at with, Dinah being taken? You don't hear anything. And
Maybe.
Then,
maybe this is the way he was thinking about it. As terrible as the situation was, maybe he was thinking about it in a diplomatic way, like, okay then, if we agree, we can come out in a really strong position here as a family. Maybe consideration.
I don't know. I just thought, the lack of his, he didn't tell the sons straight away because they were in the field. But what was you don't hear what his thoughts were about it, like he'd be seeking justice too. So I think that's why the sons did what they did. Because the treachery, that chapter is called the treachery of Jacob's son, so it was a treachery. You don't hear God saying, oh, I wanted to wipe out that race. They just took matters into their own hands.
In fact, I think if you go through this whole chapter of chapter 34, God is not speaking in this chapter.
God or even Satan's not speaking in this chapter.
Wow, that's interesting.
I mean, like, you don't even hear, this is like man just took matters into his own hands.
And even in the story of Dinah, if we're looking at all the last 5 or so chapters, there seems to be like a type of order, and yet this particular chapter just comes sort of out of left field.
Does it?
Well, talking about the journey of Jacob, and then before that, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and a lot of...
They're still not in the promised land, though, eh?
Okay.
They haven't gone to Canaan, they haven't gone to where God had shown them where he was supposed to go. But yeah, it was very, very sad chapter.
There's always learnings. Learnings, choices, decisions.
I mean, a lot of people would say, oh, wow, so Jacob only cared about his reputation. But he was just stating a fact, like, you's killed, you made, my name is mud.
I was reading, if we're talking about choices today, sort of sidetracking. I was reading about 2 murderers who were up for parole after 20 or something years in prison, and it's that thing of like choices and consequences and repercussions and directions and life journey, how one decision can change your whole future. Like if we look at Genesis 34, Simeon and Levi, they make that choice to go and slaughter a whole town or city based on avenging
Dinah.
avenging their sister.
Because it says they took the Canaanites' flocks and their herds and their donkeys and whatever was in the city and in the field. They looted all their wealth and took captive all their children and their wives, even everything that was in their houses. So what happens with all that stuff? Like, cause
it just adds to their wealth.
Well, does it? Because Jacob was so mad.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the wealth that was added physically through
the man-made
loot. Man-made?
Man-made loot. And I don't think that's God honouring,
So, but
all out of,
it may not be God honouring.
if Jacob had said something, maybe that wouldn't have happened.
I think that's...
But they all acted out of, you know, their love for Dinah. Hey.
But if we're talking about God honouring, reading that, it's not God honouring, but does that change the trajectory of the blessing firstly promised to Abraham? Incredibles, the line from The Incredibles.
Well, I think
I don't think so.
maybe in the next chapter we'll have some clarity. But yeah, busy day today. So busy. Even though it's a Saturday. You went out and did shopping. We took the dogs to Totara Park. It was a long as uphill.
It was long. It was like an hour.
Yeah.
And we were usually we're the guys with dogs off the leashes, but pretty much every dog we came across, apart from the Roddy, the guy with the Rottweiler. Oh my gosh, that was a monster. But the dog was so well trained. He just sat there. The owner got his Roddy to sit there and allowing for our dogs. Not that they were walking towards him. They were just consumed with what they were doing, like what they're doing now, fighting. Yes, and we're looking forward. We've got some guests coming over tomorrow for dinner and lunch, so making some special kai. Just put some luau on, so making some luau and my special potato salad, and Albert's going to do hers sapasui and stuff, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Anyway, that's our update tonight. Hope everyone's doing well. It's day 34. Not too long to go, but yeah, it's been good.
Awesome.
It's great.
Thank you so much for your ongoing support, everyone, and remember,
hope your reading's going well.
Yes, Sweet Honey from the Rock. You can get your own copy. There is the link, and you can join us in the journey. Still 16 chapters to go, so join the ride from Genesis.
We'll probably do Exodus after that, the 40 days, eh? Make it 90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well,
I only committed to Genesis, but we'll see how
I
we
can
go.
do it by myself. I don't care if you don't want to do it.
Wow.
That's another thing. It's about service to others. It feels so purposeful when you can be of service to others. So this is not about an inward journey like fix me.
Well, it is an inward journey in that we're reading, and our inner man, as we read together as a couple, as we share revelation that God has given us, that does transform the inner
what I'm saying is it ends up not being about ourselves.
Oh, no.
It ends up being of service to others because you're renewing the way you see the word, or you're practicing some really good...
your mind.
Yeah, some really good strategies to keep you focused on what the main thing is and about the reading of
the main thing
God's
is
word.
To keep the main thing, and praying that for you that is watching, that it will encourage you in your own personal journey too.
Yeah. That's us tonight. Day 34 done.
Okay, everyone. Thank you.
My shirt's falling.
Oh, I thought it was Pulitasi.